Previously on TVSins.
I'm on this emotional roller coaster.
You're engaged?
We're on the same page. I mean, I'm not looking for a relationship right now either. Let's just say that. Whatever you want to.
Wow, this is so awkward. I really want you to leave, but I don't know how to say it without sounding like a dick.
Horror show opens up on a dark and rainy night cliche.
Where's your hair? You have cancer?
We've got cancer jokes, yo.
We went out to find Will, not another problem.
I think we should tell your mom.
Yes, they should. And how is it possible not one of these kids tells an adult? The thing about Stranger Things that has always bugged me the most is how they handle the 11 situation early on. This feels more like a generic sitcom plot device than anything that's actually interesting.
If I tell my mom and she tells your mom and your mom...
Oh man,
our houses become Alcatraz.
And look, I know it's been a while since I was a kid, but certain things trump a fear of grounding. And I'm pretty sure freaking out, scared, speechless girl with blood on her shirt is making that list.
Is that real? Sorry, I've just never seen a kid with a tattoo before.
And I have zero knowledge of personal boundaries, so there's that. Escher and Hawthorne Duffer continue to avoid using their first names in the credits. We, however, will not abandon our responsibility to provide names for them.
You think I don't know my own son's breathing?
Yes, exactly. With the headspace you appear to be in, I'm not sure I'd take anything you say without an entire salt mine of salt. My point is, Ryder is making a choice here, and it's great, but it has consequences for our empathy for the character. First, you test my patience by only using 3 Eggos in a 4-slot toaster, and then you eat them without any kind of butter or syrup, and Mrs. Butterworth is standing right there! Show doesn't know how to Eggo correctly.
Hey, what's going on?
Brother, sister, footsie? Okay, last mention, but it deserves another sin. 11 just told Mike that people were literally going to kill her and him, and he still doesn't mention it to his mom. That's a level of tweening that I just can't comprehend. 1 episode later, and Matthew Modine's hair is still a sin. Intense door closing.
What if he slept naked?
Dustin is just the best. One of the things Ignacio and Jarvis Duffer got right about this age is how obsessed preteen boys are with sex without even understanding it. And teen boys and young adult men, and you know what, just add a sin for all of us. No one will be seated during the 11 is seated sequence.
All the best stuff's on there. Joy Division, Bowie, Television, The Smiths.
Wow, The Smiths? That's some real older brother cred right there. Considering the Smiths barely had their first singles out in the UK in 1983, whoever the British version of Jonathan is might have vaguely heard about them. But I'm guessing that info hasn't made its way to Hawkins yet.
And you shouldn't like things because people tell you you're supposed to.
Like this very show, for instance. Radio Shack. Also, I guess it's possible this could be a parking space, but whoever parks there would have to back out in the middle of an intersection. So regardless of the probability, that's definitely a sin.
I gave Jonathan all my money for the copies for the posters. I needed advance.
For a show that only has 8 episodes in its first season, you wouldn't think we'd have a lot of time for the frazzled mom buys a new phone and begs for an advance on her paycheck from her boss for 3 minutes. And yet...
I need this phone and 2 weeks advance. And a pack of Camels.
Damn, we're only 20 minutes in, and there have been 3 instances where cigarettes have come into play. I don't even smoke, and I want a pack. I know it's the 80s and but can we cool it with the cools? Let me step out of the vehicle a little more pronounced and pause while glaring for a second, so you know I'm a little more important than these other guys in suits. Also, the upside of writing sins is that it has taught me a lot. One of those things is proper hazmat suit technique, which in this case should be sleeves and pant legs outside gloves and boots and taped down. Otherwise, contaminants can easily find their way inside. The downside is that if I'm having sex, I now feel the need to duct tape the outside of the condom, and that's a downside for everyone involved.
His name's Yoda. He can use the Force to move things with his mind.
Mike just happens to pick the same power that 11 will display later.
I won't tell her about you, I promise.
Considering how loud Mike is speaking, my guess is she already knows, or she's deaf.
If we get a call from over at Benny's, I think you need to get there right away.
No reason. I figured you should be in just as much suspense as the audience when it comes to what's happening at Benny's.
Well, I mostly dealt with strangers back then.
I called my job Stranger Things. Oh look, someone in 1983 somehow had Dish Network or DirecTV. I wonder if they'll dump it for Netflix in 1987. I'm pretty sure Newt and Lemuel Duffer had it written into their contracts that every episode must include kids on bikes, just so we're sure to get a bit of that Amblin dopamine hit.
No.
And this is definitely when the screaming starts. Wait, you're telling me they just keep befriending her and going along with it after this, even after she turned her powers up to 11? No.
Look, all I'm saying is maybe I'm not the asshole, all right?
Yeah, except you don't seem to be concerned about where Will is, so maybe you are. I swear to the Demogorgon we had this exact serving dish and plate set when I was growing up. Part of the reason the show works so well is because of little details like this. So I'm taking a sin back, because I swear I ate green bean casserole out of that exact dish.
For Will?
The one major character need 11 has is not being discovered. In the previous scene, she had even used her powers to make sure none of the boys said a word about her. Now she's just wandering around the house like none of the previous 33 minutes of this episode even happened.
Can't ask a corpse a question.
Well, not with that attitude you can't. Miracle Max would like a word with you.
What is friend?
For all it does right, this show isn't exactly nuanced, is it?
He just wants to get in your pants. No, he doesn't. Nance. Seriously.
Barb would be great at TVSins. Although, if she were really good, she would have found a way to do rhyming sins with Nance, Pants, Romance, Chance, and Second Glance.
Tommy and Carol have been having sex since like 7th grade. It'll probably just be like a big orgy.
With 5 people? And no monkey waiters with grapes? Come on, Barb. You're just being silly at this point.
You ever feel cursed?
David Harbour's audition for Hellboy makes it into an episode. That seems like a lot of light for a trunk to be shining out onto his face. I mean, unless Jules' briefcase is in there, I'm calling for Nanigans. Jonathan's convenient stroll through the woods is conveniently close to the convenient party at Steve's, where he conveniently wanders up on them after conveniently hearing a noise. Show uses alcohol and cigarettes to establish a bad boy persona cliche.
You are a cliche, you do realize that.
What the? Did she hear me? Hello? Nancy? Am I trapped in the upside down?
Chug, 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 chug.
I'm really thinking Tommy's motion here is much less chug, 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 and much more stroke, stroke, stroke. But whatever, Tommy H. You do you, literally. This has happened to me a lot. I go out taking pictures at the place where my brother went missing, hear a scream, spy on teens making out, and I'm compelled to take pictures of that instead.
Oh, no! 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 Oh, no, 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 no!
Oh no, 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 oh no, 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 no. I would give every sin back if Zelda Rubinstein showed up right now and told Joyce to tell Will that she's going to give him a spanking. While we wouldn't dare play Should I Stay or Should I Go, we assure you this is a case of the same song used in a previous flashback that just happens to be ready to play on cassette for maximum emotional impact. Just in case you've missed the complete Spielberg ripoff built into almost every scene, Mansfield and Norwood Duffer include direct homages as well. Considering Barb is the conscience of this show, I can't wait to see how she gets rescued by the end of the season and gets her I told you so moment. This is gonna be so good.
Shut up! I didn't know what the...
Oh, come on, you
Mary
did. You're
had
just
a
not...
little lamb,
I know what you...
Like Michael Myers.
I shot him 6 times.
Well, this is awkward.
Attention, faculty and students.
Attention teachers and students. 2 students have just been expelled for fornicating inside a Mufasa costume.
You want anything to drink? We have OJ, skim milk, whatever.
Soda, OJ, purple stuff, sun
Just trust me, okay?
You trust me?
What?
Do you trust me?
My name is Shaw. William Shaw. But my friends call me Willie.
Do you know where Will is?
Did you order the code red? What kind of danger?
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Tommy, how's the peeping?